Over 140,000 petition signatures from Change.org and the national NAACP echoed the cry. Major newspapers, including the New York Times, joined the NNPA in declaring that nothing less than pardons of innocence will do. Then, on December 31st, 2012, just before she left office and under great pressure from powerful interests who counseled her not to do so, Governor Beverly Perdue, calling the false prosecution of the innocent defendants, quote, naked racism, issued pardons of innocence for the Wilmington 10.
And now it's over. And I would like to say thank you to Governor Perdue, and God bless you.
I just started crying, and I said, you know, finally, after 40 years, my mother and 9 other people have been, you know, declared innocent by the state of North Carolina.
It will go down in the history of North Carolina. It will go down in the history of America as one of the most courageous decisions by any governor of any state in America.
When she pardoned them, she said they were not guilty. Flew right in the face of that jury that heard that testimony, and I think she did a disservice to the history of the state of North Carolina.
As I looked at the Wilmington 10, I saw 8 young kids. Those kids were in high school. They were African American. They were students in a time when the white public schools of America were becoming desegregated. And so Wilmington, after a lawsuit, opened up the schoolhouse doors to the kids, but they were treated terribly. I mean, you read any of the history of that time, and these kids were really patriots. They were out there, I mean, they were freedom fighters, if you will. And I found it repugnant that a group of people could oppress children. So I saw Ben Chavis and what he did. I know the stories about Ben, but he was not there, from my reading of the history, to be an antagonist. He was there to be a protagonist. He wanted to do what King's dream was all about, do it peacefully and let words and emotions carry the day, not weapons. But contrary to what I saw as the right thing, I had a group of advisors, close friends and advisors, jurists that I brought in from across the state, lawyers, because I'm not a lawyer, and other professionals who told me absolutely not to do this, so that I couldn't prove that the Wilmington 10 were innocent. Couldn't prove it. I could prove that the DA had lied. I could prove that there was racial profiling in how they selected the jury. I could prove that 3 of the witnesses recounted their testimony. I could prove all that, so I don't know what else there was to prove. And so then I just thought to myself, what do I believe is right? And do I think these 10 people were guilty? And I couldn't find a shred of evidence that would make me believe they were guilty. And so I did what I thought and still think was the absolute right thing to do, that should have never happened in the first place. These 10 people should never have gone to trial. They were political prisoners in my mind.